Funnel Hacking Live 2021. I assume he's not going to change his music. You'll be primed. You'll be primed and ready for his stage entrance. I shouldn't yell. I've been yelling that a lot today. Whew. It's fun. So some congratulations are in order.
Yeah, I'm almost up to 2K already.
What?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So exciting.
I got 2 quick phone calls that came through because people found their way out of the funnel and into the phone line. So I got to get them back into the funnel.
That's a new
okay.
problem.
You know, if 20% end up in phone calls and I still make sales, that's okay. It's less than 100% of phone calls making sales. So
okay. So I got a little script. I know you got some info. How much time do we have?
I need to be done 4:10 the latest. I have a class at 4:15. I need to be changed and ready to go.
Tons of time. Okay. So first of all, I am designing the award as we speak. So far, I don't know what it's going to look like. This is just a rough draft. I just need to come up with something. So this, like, I'm not sure. It's not going to be a CD in the middle, but it'll have like the Brunson Stack Army, you know, and I think I might change it to 1 comma club room of requirement. And then 1 landing page, 1 day, 1 dream, 1 offer stack, 1 story, 1 spell book, 1 launch, 1 follow-up, 1 comma club, 1 week. I don't know. It's too much. Anyway, the point is, huh?
That is a mouthful.
It is, but when you see it in the stack, it's like the landing page stack and then the 1 comma club stack, right? And the whole point is to keep the stack. So I don't know if you saw this, but this is the new team.
Woo, me.
Woo! So you are the first official winner. So exciting. So I have some questions for you. Woo! All right. So question number 1. What was the problem that you had before the OFA and the Brunson Stack Army?
The number 1 problem I had before the OFA and before the Brunson Stack Army was a lot of technology and no direction. It's kind of lost in the woods trying to find a path that I didn't know where it was and where it was going.
Got it. Okay. So what results did you get or have you gotten from my coaching on strategy and resources?
Well, very simply, you said, Ryder, sign up for these things and do these programs. They're going to change your life. And I did. And they have so far, right? So it is basically just getting that third person perspective on saying, hey, here's something that I've learned from that's done well for me, and I value your judgment, I value your experience and expertise, and I trust you, right? So I did what you said, and I jumped in. It derailed me from my plans that I was working on, but those plans were running me around in circles anyhow. So gave me a little bit more of a linear thought process to follow. And the more linear we are, the faster we go.
I want to ship out blinders with the kit. The new blinders with the new kit. Blinders.
Yeah.
And people are like, am I allowed to open an email by Russell Brunson? No. Am I allowed to watch his lives? No. Am I allowed to do this? No. Am I allowed to watch Stephen Larson? No. Am I allowed to watch Jim Rose? No. Just finish this, and then you can do whatever you want. Then you'll have a win, right? Because otherwise you'll derail. Okay, cool. So what kept you from the coaching or the strategy or the resources or finding this path sooner? What kept you from that?
Well, I think part of it is that every website, every program you go to, it's like, hey, have some information. Buy this, buy that, buy this, buy that. And, you know, I've been around. I may not look like I'm ancient, but I've been around the game for a little while, and I bought a lot of shit that sucks, right? And, you know, luckily you fail forward, you learn, you try to extrapolate, pull one little bit of detail and growth out of each of those things. So it's not a total waste, but you start to get a little hesitant on things, I believe, at some point. And, you know, this Russell and ClickFunnels has a ton of hype. And it's one of those like, well, does it have a ton of hype because it actually works? Does it have a ton of hype because he's really good at marketing? Right? And it's actually a little bit of both. It has a ton of hype because he's really good at marketing and it works, which is exactly what I want to emulate, right? That's the formula to win. So, yeah, I think that was part of it. Part of it also, too, was, you know, every one of these programs that I'd done beforehand is like, cool, buy this low ticket entry offer And then there's this side project, this side plan, this side app, this side software you need. And all of a sudden you're in for way more money than you thought because everybody's got all these affiliate things they're shooting off. So there's some hesitancy on price point as well too.
Cool. I love that you said one of my stuff in healthcare, right? Because I do healthcare too, is I have like 100 videos of people saying what Karen says actually works.
Mm-hmm.
Just do what she said. And I was like, that's funny that you say actually. Why do you say actually? And they're like, because everyone else promises it, but it doesn't actually work. What you do actually works in healthcare. And I just was looking for those results in business. So I love that you said that word actually, because that's going to be one of my new promo videos is it actually works. Do what Karen actually says. Just follow the path. Like it actually.
Yes. And actually is one of those words that I'm hypersensitive to. Like when people say but instead of ands, or somebody says just or only or literally or actually, like I'm a hypersensitive to them. So I choose not to use them, and I only use them when I intentionally mean for that to be the use of them. Right.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are like, oh, I'm only calling today because I want, it's like they're trying to minimize what they're saying, or, oh, I'm actually doing this. They're minimizing what they're saying. So I use that with the actual intent behind that word, that a lot of things out there don't actually work. And the things that you have suggested have actually worked.
Yay! That's my favorite thing to hear, because I am the results girl, and there's a couple of reasons why, but I love, love, love that. And I don't call people and say I'm only calling for this. Like I'm big, right? I'm like, boom, hey, I got something. You want in? Dude. Yes. And you're like, okay, what? Right? Okay. So what did you like the most about the OFA process, the Brunson Stack Army, me, Karen the Girl on Fire, / building your landing /, getting your One Comma Club, $1,000 in a funnel, done. What did you like most?
It's hard to narrow down one particular thing. There are several different aspects of it that I like the most. In totality, in completion, it is on par with some of the best, if not the best, sales trainings that I've had. I've done some sales trainings from people that tour around the world. We know them, and they have many DVDs and CD collections and how to influence people and things like that. Yeah, a couple of them up there, And they're great for psychology, and they're great for they're great for psychology, and they're great for methodology and theory, and they're great in practice, but they very often leave you open-ended. It's kind of like, cool, here's all the ingredients, figure out how to use it yourself. And this was a very linear process in from how to create your hook and your story and your offer. The offer building portion absolutely blew my mind. The fact that they kind of use that backdoor idea of, cool, here's what your expertise is. Now find out how you fucked things up for people. Now solve those things that you fuck up. Like, I was like, wow, like I'm always trying to figure out, like, how can I add something else? What else can I like create and do? Instead of being like, cool, they spent money to buy what your product, service, experience is, and now you created problems. So good, solve those problems, and they're going to buy. It's like, oh, wow, it's so inclusive, and it fits so integrally to what the product is, because it really is built for that product. So that was like, boom, mind-altering, mind-blowing. I've used that idea with several of my coaching clients and helping them develop their businesses outside of ClickFunnels, trying to get them into ClickFunnels. And they were like, dude, I've never thought of anything like that before. Everyone's trying to think about the next new best thing, or how can they bring something the outside in. It's like, dude, it's already in. You just got to figure out what problems you're creating. So for me, that was super, super awesome. In the OFA challenge, being able to have some of the live coachings and get some of my direct problems and challenges hacked out was really, really cool, because I'm very much a show me how to do it. Let me ask a couple questions of why you did it that way and why you didn't do it another way, so that I can then extrapolate it for other areas of whatever I'm doing. And I would say probably the last things that really were like the key factors for me. One was definitely having access to their Rolodex, right? Having a whole host of people that to a degree are tried, tested, and experienced, and know the framework of the community they're working for. was really awesome, because having that pressure of, cool, come up with all your ideas. Cool. Look, before you come up with all your ideas, we're going to give you this Rolodex. Look through all the people that you might like to work with in the future. Oh, that would be cool. That would be cool. That would be cool. Cool. Let's come up with your idea and your product package. Cool. All right. Good. Now put the two together. You have a day to hire everybody. That would have been something in the past that would have had me like rolling back 6 months, a year. I'd be like, I don't know. I still don't have the right graphic designer yet. Right. So it put the blinders on.
I was thinking head in my butt, like wrap my head around it. It's too much. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, it's just overwhelming, right? It's like head underwater, like pull me out, let me see what's going on. And it was really nice to want to have access to just like, here's people, go and do it. And everybody's so reasonably priced and knows exactly what the products are looking for, the feel and things like that. And two, having that pressure, that short fuse behind me of, okay, this needs to get done. This needs to get done now. This is disappearing in 30 days. And I need to do it. So those are the other last two things I think work kind of hand in hand that were really, really game changers for me, and not looking for perfection, but looking for progress and just getting things moving forward.
I don't think you know that that's my story. I think
I do, because that's my story.
The only reason
all of our stories.
The only reason why I'm sitting here is because these two girls came on stage once. And I wanted to be a speaker. I had a face full of acne. I had to fix that first. And then these two girls came on stage in tights and tutus. And like one was nursing her baby, and it was at an international event, and they spoke. And they were like, sorry if we offend. We don't mean to be like, and I was like, I could be a speaker. I don't have the perfect hair and the perfect nails and the perfect makeup and the perfect heels. Like the first time I spoke, I wore heels and I kicked them off. And I literally almost fell flat on my face in the first 30 seconds. That's why I kicked him off. Because I was like, I can do this presentation with a bloody nose, or I can do it barefoot.
Yeah.
That's it. So my whole brand is doing it imperfectly. And I have a whole bunch of stuff on that. So I love that you said that. And I love the Rolodex because they know each other's lingo. I think what you're trying to say is like, they get that we're trying to make an Epiphany Bridge story or a Dream 100 item or whatever it is that you're doing, right? They know the red dot, green dot. Okay, so I need a red dot for this, and you're like, what?
Ooh, I got one more thing to add.
Yeah, I got
and
you.
And this is just gonna, of course, put a giant grin on your face. Funnel scripts.
Thank you, Jim Edwards.
What an unbelievable game changer! I wish I had that years ago. I have clients. I'm just selling them scripts for things now. And I go in, I type in their variables, and I get the printout, and I send it to a friend of mine that edits it for like $5, and I'm selling it to them for hundreds, 2,000. You know, like it's unbelievable, and it literally does everything. It's like, oh, you want to have a script for a movie? Done. A script for a 3-hour webinar? Done. You want 4,000 headlines to use? Done.
It's magic. It is
magic.
I feel like the One Comma Club is kind of like the Golden Snitch if you watch Harry Potter, but maybe it's funnel scripts. Maybe it's funnel scripts.
They're both. I think it's salt and pepper, right? Like garlic and oil. Like just both are great, but they got to be together.
I love it, and that's the whole premise of this landing page in a day, right? We build it. We use funnel scripts to do the headline, the video, the Brunson box, stack, offer stack, the CTA. That's it. Right? It's built, and then the One Comma Club, we use funnel scripts to do the pre-launch and the follow-up funnel. So I'm so excited about that. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to say that I loved about your story was the follow-up problems. So I was always trying to reinvent the wheel. I was like, I gotta have the best new idea. I gotta figure out da-da-da-da-da. So like, here's what I just did today because of coronavirus. I just went live. I've been staying out of it because I don't want to have anything to do with it. Honest to God, I'm like, it's an epidemic now. It's a pandemic or whatever. So the schools are shut till the 5th.
Until further notice.
Basically, I've never heard in my entire life UPW being shut down. Never.
That was because the governor or the mayor did it. That was not Tony's choice.
All good. So,
which is even crazier because he's like, I'm going ahead.
here's what I wanted to say. I've been in my head about this network marketing thing. I have supplements that I recommend for people, and I know you recommend supplements as well. Yeah. And I was like, how do I sell this? How do I tell people? And then I was like, Epiphany Bridge story and follow-up problems. Oh my God. So I just went live today. I said, disclaimer, disclaimer, I am not your supplement guru. This is just my regime, right? For what to do for coronavirus. And I could direct them for a CTA, even though I said this is like free, whatever. I know the next question, because I've done this enough time, the next follow-up problem is how much do I take, what type, what brand, how often, with food, away from food, da, 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 da. So I said, I'm going real fast through this. Here's my entire regime for prevention and immune health. Here's my story of why it was so important with my kids' surgery and my kids' hospitalizations. And then here's a follow-up problem that I can help you with over here, right? And so I don't have to make a whole new program. I can just have, here's the foundations, here's the elixirs for immune health, and then here is how you take them. And that can be a product. And it never occurred to me that that could happen. And the same thing happened with you. I got you, because you're the first, always the first. I don't think we've mentioned that yet. You're the first into the Brunson Stack Army, which wasn't called the Brunson Stack Army back then. And you got in, and I was just listening to you. I was like, hey, here's the path that I went through. Check it out. And then you started giving me feedback on the problems. And that's how I came up with this new framework that I'm about to launch. So, and that we're doing the beta group for. So if there wasn't follow-up problems and we couldn't make a stack out of them, this game wouldn't be so easy. And now that I know that, that framework goes forever. All right, your time. So number 5, why would you recommend this coaching or strategy or resources to another entrepreneur who might be on the fence?
Well, 1, you're awesome and enthusiastic and motivating. Duh. 2, what you say actually works. And it actually works because you've done a lot of other shit that failed and spent a lot of other money that's gone away and will come back again in the future. Because that which goes does come back when you love it, right? So like a lot of people out there just kind of like make things up and here you go. I had one of my teachers back in the day taught me one of the most important lessons that I'm still learning. And I think every entrepreneur, every healthcare practitioner, every salesperson out there, all are in the process of learning this as well too. There are very few people I think have actually learned it and are actually practicing it. And it's very simple. It's don't show them what you know, tell them what they need to know. Right? We very often speak because we like to hear ourselves speak. And very often, especially very fast, motivated people that are learning, adapting, implementing, want to teach as quickly as possible. Oh my God, this changed my life. Let me share it with you. And we oversell as salespeople, right? Let me tell you more details about this and even more things because you're practicing what you're doing. You're practicing your craft. You're practicing your sales pitch or your speaking or what you just learned and reiterating it so it webs itself deeper into your brain. And it's shit that they don't need to know. Like, right? So a large amount of what you do, I believe unconsciously, maybe you're actually unconsciously doing it, is going, cool, like I've stumbled, I've fallen, I've hit and failure, I've spent money, I've spent time, I've made mistakes. And like a sensei, let me show you the path because I've been there before, right? It's funneling that information down from, hey, here's a large amount of time and resources to a small direct way for you to be resourceful and get results.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So I can't even tell you how many things I love about that. 1, because I'm a martial artist and I have my black belt.
I threw that in there. I've done my background research on you over the last 5 years now. It's been, I think. That's
probably one of my most proud, like we don't celebrate enough in the entrepreneur world, but that's probably the most proud I've ever been as a mom was, oh my gosh, getting my black belt with my kids. That was huge. And hopefully that will be the thing that they remember for the rest of their lives because that's what we did when they were kids, you know?
Sure, it will be.
Bounced around in forests and we got our black belts together. I mean, it was really cool. It was really, really cool. So I love that you threw in sensei. That was unexpected. And I love that. And I love that you did your research on me. You're going to make me cry. Stop it. Okay. So the last, you're seriously making me cry. All right. So I didn't expect that. So the last thing I wanted to ask you is, do you have any other benefits you want to mention about me or the OFA or the Brunson Stack Army room of requirement or anything else you want to add?
Yeah, there were a couple other things that I did enjoy out of the OFA that I think were great in sales and entrepreneurship as well. Learning how to reverse engineer funnels to actually funnel hack, super important, because I've seen every website that you go to that's worth a nickel at this point is using ClickFunnels or one of the derivative companies that have tried to copy ClickFunnels and do what they're doing, typically more confusing and less simplistically. um, like it's now the common methodology, right? If you're just using a website and a business card, like they're obsolete. You go to a meeting, get somebody's business cards, 99% of the time it stays in your car, your cup holder of your car for 6 months until you get a stack this big. And you're like, who are these people? It's too late to call them and you get rid of them. Very few people actually use them anymore. Just like a website. You go to a website and it's like, if the sales offer isn't there on the first page and they can close you, yeah, I got a whole stack right here too, right? So
I can tell you something to do with these. I hired a guy once. I had a shoebox full and I got him to enter into the list and now they're in my ClickFunnels account.
yeah, that's the only thing to do with them.
Could be.
Right? Right. So being able to like identify and become familiar enough with enough funnels to look and be like, oh, that's a funnel. But even more important, be able to look at the funnel, see how they're built, see the psychology, the wording, the phrasing, the hooks, be able to find things that are worded slightly different, subtle nuances that make or break major changes in the difference. Being able to figure out how to look on Facebook and figure out what other advertisements or promotions your competitors or your top 100 might be using.
I call that, by the way, ad hacking.
Ad hacking, yeah. Ad hacking, phenomenal, right? Like, so smart. What is everybody else doing? Cool. Now I know their offers. I can be the lowest one in the market or the highest one in the market, but I'm certainly not going to be the second lowest in the market, right? Right? We want to be up here elevating ourselves.
Slightly premium with the stack.
Right? So, like, that was super, super important. And, like, once there was a little bit of learning curve with ClickFunnels, right? Like it's very easy to get into and go, oh my God. It's like using Excel for the first time. Excel is one of the most powerful programs on the freaking planet. Like you can build a rocket to go to the moon with that thing. Right? And people get in there like, it's too much. Right? And ClickFunnels can very much be that. And that was my mistake in the beginning. I got into it and I was like, ooh, let me see what this can do. Oh my God, it can do so much, but I'm a tinkerer. So I was like, let me try this. Let me try that. Let me try this. Let me try that. And nothing was getting done. So being in the OFA and having those blinders on me that were saying, hey, like stay the course. That was my promise I made to myself in the OFA. I am going to do this. I'm going to do what they say. I'm going to get done what they say and stop everything else. And I just followed it to a T. That was it. And I was like, okay, cool. And it worked. Surprisingly, it worked.
I love that you said that because I actually almost derailed you because I was developing this plan based on feedback and I was like, Ryder, you got to speed up the OFA. Don't do it on the drip campaign. Do it over here. Do this strategy. And you were like, Karen, I'm finishing this. I made a commitment. I started. I'm finishing this. I was like, I didn't want you to not finish. I just didn't want you to go through it with a fine tooth comb. I was just like, get the strategies and then let's go off and build this 2-column club funnel. And you were like, no, Missy. No, I am finishing this. This is happening. So yeah, I also feel like the OFA is like that airplane script, right? And you're going down the tarmac, right? And you're like rolling and rolling and rolling. And I think there's some other things that make you take off. And like you said, I think it's funnel scripts and now this earn while you learn program that I made and now this landing page in a day and then the 2-column club launch strategy, like our 1-column club launch strategies. Like I think once you have all that, you have enough momentum to and then it's going to be like that. So I can't wait to track your progress. I know you got to go. I actually want to know a few more things from you. I have a form for the other thing is like, how many tinkering funnels do you have in there that didn't launch? It's okay. It's okay. I know.
I can honestly tell you probably including the ones I've archived, probably like 40 failures.
40. Okay. So I'd like to know the actual numbers. There's a few other things that I have on the new form for the new launch that's coming out because Jen is going to go through this, right?
Yeah, I currently have 18 that are in progress right now. most of which were started beforehand. Now I'm just going through very directly and linearly going, cool, as simple as possible, get it out there.
Actually,
Simple as possible, get it out there.
so just before you go, I wanted to tell you that I was talking to some new people who came on for this challenge that I just put out there. And one of the girls has been in ClickFunnels for a while. She's built multiple things and not got her one comma club. And she said, oh my God, regardless that this will get someone their first $1,000, regardless, because that's not important, it actually will get you your $1,000. But regardless of that, this is the most brilliant strategy to test all your offers without spending 90 days launching your funnel.
Yeah.
I was like, that is so Stephen Larson's thing. He's like, make offers, right? Your message and your offer is the funnel. So you build the landing page in the day over and over. When something hits, then you spend 90 days and build it out robustly and do like the bigger strategy and the thank you pages and the opt-ins.
It's way harder to catch a fish with one hook. It's way easier to catch it with 100 hooks.
Right. So actually that strategy of, I said to her, like, what's been your failure? She's like, I stopped making offers because I couldn't build a funnel fast enough. And now your method solves that for me. I can build 100 of these. If it takes me one day to build a landing page in a day, woo!
Yeah, simple.
And I was like, I never thought about that because Stephen told us at the event, some company had a team of offer makers and they did 273 offers in a year. And I was like, I can't build that many funnels.
Yeah, good.
But now I have this. That's why I jumped on it when I saw Jim do it. And I was like, we are doing this. It's
absolutely
Donkey Kong. All right. Anything else? I love you. I know you have to go.
I got to run.
Thank you for sharing your story. I'm so excited. I'm actually meeting with Jen later tonight. So if you can hop on the call with us, it will be her official invitation.
Cool.
Really cool because I know you're going to help her. So I love you.
Got to learn for herself also, right?
Well, I would love, anyways, we'll talk about that later. I love you.
I love you too.
So proud of you. You're getting an award. If you want to have any say about what it looks like or what's in it, we're making the One Comma Club Award right now. You were the first, of course, because you were always the first. Actually works. Actually getting an award.
Hey, tonight we're doubling it. We're going to 2,000 tonight. So.
All right. Maybe we need to have steps like One Comma Club to 1 million is like a long haul, right? Maybe
that is a lot. Yeah.
More steps in there.
10K, 50K, 100K.
Yeah, I think we should. I love that idea. This is why we collaborate. I love you. Have an amazing
day. Love you too.
Day.
Be good, girl. I'll talk to you soon.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.